cruise news time. Will U.S. cruise lines require a vaccine, and are we on the cusp of a vaccine passport in the U.S.? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. Well, today we're going to talk about news that broke over the weekend in the U.S. that the administration might be leading the charge for a vaccine passport. Multiple news organizations from a variety of political ideologies are reporting that insiders in the White House say that there is a movement afoot of this administration to come up with a national database with a single vaccine passport. I'm always leery when I hear insider information, but there are some evidences, some signals that point to that could be true. Let me tell you what the dilemma is for me. I got my Pfizer shot, the first one, on last Friday. I go on April the 16th. I think I might have said somewhere along the way that was 2 weeks in between my shot. It seems like it's 3 weeks between my shot. Either way, I get that second shot on April the 16th. But I went and got the shot a few days ago. I'm fine, no side effects, beautiful. It worked well, wasn't painful, and I'm doing good. But they gave me a cardstock piece of paper chart, like just a card chart, where they signed off and said that I got the first shot. Now, I'm going on a cruise in just a little over 70 days where I have to fly into Nassau, Bahamas, and before I can get on my cruise ship on Royal Caribbean, I have to prove to them that I have been fully vaccinated. That means I'll have to show that I've had both shots and that it's been the appropriate amount of time since the second shot so that I can get on this cruise. And I'm assuming that the only thing that I can show them currently would be that cardstock piece of paper, which, look, I'm no expert in forgeries, but I believe that would be easy to forge. And so that becomes a dilemma. Look, I had to sign up digitally to get my shot. I checked in digitally. They probably checked me off digitally after they gave me my shot. So there probably is a digital record of me getting that first shot. But is it in a national database? Is it somewhere that an application could pull down and say that I am vaccinated? I don't know the answer to that. And there are several organizations out there now trying to develop their own version of a vaccine passport. IBM, for example, trying to develop an app for a health travel pass. The International Air Transportation Association trying to do their own version of a travel pass. And so you can see it becomes pretty convoluted pretty quick if all of a sudden like an organization like Royal Caribbean has to verify 5 different apps or pieces of paper, or it becomes a challenge when there is no standard. So it is not shocking to me that it's possible that the government would develop its own version of a health passport. Now, what we know for certain, Health and Human Services have opened up an office for health information technology, and the coronavirus spokesman for Health and Human Services, his name is Jeff Zients, Z-I-E-N-T-S. This is a quote from him when he was asked about coordinating vaccination information or health information. He said, "Our role is to ensure that any solution in this area should be simple, should be free, open source, accessible to people both digitally and on paper, and designed from the start to protect people's privacies." That was back on March the 12th. Now that this story has broken about potentially the government developing a vaccine passport, it was asked of the White House, is that really in the works? They declined to comment other than to say, listen to what this guy Jeff Zients is saying. So there's several puzzle pieces to put together there, but again, outlets are reporting that maybe a vaccine passport is in the works here in the United States. This will be a highly debated issue. Not everybody is for the vaccine. There's strong opinions on both sides whether companies should require a vaccine or companies should not require a vaccine, whether governments should require the vaccine, whether governments should not require the vaccine. The one thing that I do think is going to happen, just in my opinion, is I do think that vaccination will be tied to foreign travel. Again, a lot of stuff can happen inside the borders of the United States. There's a lot of people that can make decisions inside the border of the United States, governors, local officials. The federal government is far-reaching, but they don't have the final authority all the way down to, Main Street USA. So I think if we're going to see anything around a vaccine mandate, a vaccine requirement, I think it will happen at the kind of, border level. So it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me that if the next set of travel guidance that comes out from the United States has a vaccine component in it. Right now, that's not true. You can leave the country, you can return to the country without a requirement to be vaccinated, and it could be dependent on the country that you go to. But as far as coming and going from the United States, there's no vaccine mandate to make those trips. So you may be saying, Tony, that's fine. Federal vaccine passport. Well, what does that have to do with cruising? Well, we're definitely going to get there. I do want to say something about why I think this could be good just on a federal level. Before I talk about that, let me invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, staying connected to that cruise life, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these shows. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps us out a lot. So thank you in advance, and please hit the like button. Why I think this could be good, even beyond cruising, is it does eliminate all that complexity of multiple systems for tracking the vaccine. I think since, vaccine is going out kind of at the federal level, or at least there's oversight at the federal level, it would be good if there was a single database, a single app on your phone that you could use instead of 10 different apps. At least if I was a business owner and I had to mandate a vaccine, I would like it better if there was just one option instead of trying to accommodate 10 different options. Again, if you've ever had to work anywhere with competing standards, one standard's good. But how does this affect cruising? Well, again, I think we go back to this conversation about international travel. Cruising is international travel. And so at the federal level, if there is a mandate that to travel internationally that you have to be fully vaccinated, that could take the choice away, obviously, from the cruise lines, and they would have to be vaccinated. I think a lot of the cruising that's going on right now, as cruise lines have worked with government, I think that some of the vaccine mandates have really been driven from the government. I don't think as a private business, the cruise lines really want to mandate vaccines. If they can cruise safely without vaccines, which they've done that in some places, I do think the vaccines are going to change the cruise experience in a positive way. And I think there are some solid reasons why cruise lines would want to mandate a vaccine. And then I think there's some legitimate objections as to why they would want to not mandate the vaccine. That is for another show. Be on the lookout for that. But the big takeaway is it does certainly seem like there is a federal vaccine database or vaccine passport system in the works, or at least the framework for it. The only challenge is sometimes, obviously with government, it's a slow moving machine. And so if we're looking to get back to doing things, and these are going to be requirements, hopefully the requirements and the process comes quickly, because that's not always the case. Boom, that's your cruise news. Time for you to sound off. After you hit the like button, I mean, you're already in the comments, hit the like button. Tell me what you think about this vaccine passport. Are you for it or are you against it? Leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching the show. Tony with Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.